Strap yourself in. It's time for another action-packed shoot-'em-up from the folks at Konami. My first taste of a Konami shoot-'em-up came in the form of the 1987 NES game Life Force. Little did I know at that time that Life Force was a port of the game Salamander, which was a spin-off from the original Gradius game from 1985. The original Salamander game differs only slightly from what was released in North America under the Life Force title, the most notable being the missing power-up bar along the bottom of the screen. Instead, Konami went with a more simplified power-up system that enabled the player to simply pick up capsules left behind by certain enemies upon their destruction, the familiar missiles, shields, and ripple lasers all being represented. The success of Salamander spawned a sequel, Salamander 2, the game we will be looking at today. Released in 1996, a full 10 years after the release of the first Salamander game, Salamander 2 once again puts us behind the control stick of the Vic Viper and whisks us away to a far-off planet to battle strange and unusual alien enemies. I really don't think there is too much plot to the story behind this one, but like I've always said, who cares? It's a shoot-'em-up, and the storyline is really not all that important to me. What is important to me in a good shoot-'em-up is the overall gameplay experience, including music, graphics, and the overall mechanics and features. Let's go ahead and examine how Salamander 2 addresses all of these things. The game is noted as being one of the first games in the franchise to utilize 3D graphic elements in its two-dimensional base, whatever the fuck that means. What I can say is that once again Konami delivers a visually appealing game that has some bright colors, smooth scaling, and creative sprite design. Is it as visually stunning as some of the other games in the franchise? Nah, but it's still quite impressive and still manages to provide a feeling of being in some far-off galaxy. Much like its predecessor, Salamander 2 abandons the selection bar-based power-up system in favor of a simplified system that focuses on powering weapons up based on capsule-specific icons. While different, I feel like this mechanic works well and I think it's a refreshing change. Longtime fans of the series will be happy to know that missiles, options, and ripple lasers are still present as part of the power-up process. There are a couple of things about this game that are worth noting. The options. They can be used as an additional attack weapon, but with each use, the option pellet's power and size depletes until it's used up and disappears. There is also a super weapon that can be activated by picking up enough capsule icons for the same kind of upgrade. It's only temporary, but it's pretty powerful. It shouldn't come as a big surprise, but Salamander 2 is somewhat difficult. The hit detection is sensitive, and with all of the enemy fire, death comes all too easy. Some of the things that alleviate the frustrating nature of dying frequently come in the form of two very important features: respawn and continue. Upon death, the game will respawn you in the same place where you died. There's no start over from the beginning and do all that shit again nonsense in this game. Choosing 9 lives from the game's option menu should provide you with enough chances to progress and actually conquer this. I don't know if the continues are unlimited in this one, but they are certainly plentiful, and with how short this game is, you should have no problem beating it. Seriously, I recently beat this thing in less than 25 minutes. This game is ripe for speedrunning fans. And to be honest, it may not be as easy or quick when you consider that this game has a, yes, 8 levels of difficulty to choose from. I don't know if I want to know just how hard the hardest setting is, but if you want to give it a try, go for it. I said earlier that this game was not as good graphically as some of its siblings, but what it lacks in visual appeal, it more than makes up for in its use of music. Simply put, the music is amazing, some of the best in the franchise. Fans of the series will undoubtedly recognize some of the tracks from the predecessor games. Well, Konami, you have once again delivered an amazing game. And even though this game is short in duration, it is one that has a very high replay value. Anyone who enjoys a great shoot-'em-up will certainly find satisfaction with this action-packed classic arcade-style shooter. For the classic console experience and wrong with a view, this is Emmett. Happy gaming, everybody.